What happened when alien attack on Earth and start to killing humans? Hello guys, welcome to Movies Insider. Today we will explain the movie named A Quiet Place Day 1 released in 2024. In opening the outside New York City, Sam is in a hospice where they treat her cancer. Because she doesn't have much time left, she feels very pessimistic and doesn't have many friends outside her cat Frodo. During group therapy, she reads her poetry, but the words just describe how much she hates everything. Care worker Ruben never gives up on her and tells her to come with other patients to the city to watch a puppet show. Sam agrees if she gets to have pizza at a specific place afterward. After changing her medicine patch and putting a leash on Frodo, Sam leaves with the group on a bus. As the vehicle crosses the bridge, Sam sees a bunch of jets fly by. At the theater at first, Sam enjoys the play, but when it takes a sad turn, she relates too much and decides to leave. While she goes to the store to get some candy, she notices a bunch of police cars passing by at full speed. Then Sam goes looking for Ruben, who is on an important phone call that suddenly ends due to a lack of signal. He tells Sam that the group is going back because there's something happening in the city, and Sam gets upset because they aren't having pizza. When Ruben says he's just trying to be a good friend, Sam reminds him he's just her nurse before getting on the bus. She notices the other patients at the back looking through the window, and some weird noises can be heard in the distance. Sam comes to take a look too, and is shocked to see meteors falling from the sky as an alarm starts wailing through the city. A meteor falls near the bus, and a huge explosion knocks everyone down. With ringing ears, Sam manages to stand up in the broken bus and walks out, finding the area covered in a dust cloud. Panicking, Sam runs away and finds a soldier telling her to take cover, but he's taken as well. Sam immediately hides behind a car with another person and watches in horror as a horrifying creature appears, meaning the meteor shower was actually an alien invasion. A man distracts the monster and Sam runs again, but at that moment an ambulance arrives and is attacked by the creature. Another explosion happens, and Sam is knocked out as she hits a wall. Moments later, Sam wakes up inside a building, and Henri quickly covers her mouth when she coughs, asking her to be silent. Sam looks around and discovers she's been brought into the theater, where a bunch of survivors are hiding and taking care of wounds. Sam gets to reunite with Ruben and Frodo too. Soon a helicopter flies above the area, asking the citizens to stay hidden and silent until they receive further instructions. It turns out the creatures attack by following noise, and they now go after the helicopter, causing the whole building to shake. Frodo gets scared and runs away, so Sam goes after him and finds tons of dead bodies. She steps on some debris and causes a crunchy noise, so she freezes in fear as Ruben catches up to her. They notice an alien walking outside and wait for it to go away, but unfortunately, Sam moves and accidentally brushes past a bell on a costume, making it ring. Sam rushes to grab her cat and hides behind furniture, as the alien bursts through the door and searches for potential victims while kicking around the bodies. It even puts its face very close to Ruben but doesn't find him, confirming the aliens are blind. At that moment, the helicopter flies by again, so the alien runs out of the building to follow it. Afterward, Sam washes her face and removes the now depleted medicine patch. Next, she checks on a woman using a radio to pick up calls from authorities. It seems a shelter is in place, and they want people to wait for instructions. Suddenly, the survivors hear a bunch of bombs going off and rush to the roof, where they're horrified to discover the military is destroying the bridges to keep the aliens from escaping since they can't swim. The group watches as the bridges go down one by one. Sam tells Ruben that she's going to Harlem for pizza by writing it down. Ruben tries to make her stay, but their conversation is interrupted when the power goes out and the generator starts, causing lots of noise. A desperate Ruben runs outside and quickly turns the generator off, but when he steps away, his clothes get stuck and rip, which makes noise again. An alien suddenly jumps out and attacks Ruben, killing him while Sam covers her mouth to avoid screaming. As soon as the sun comes out, Sam takes Frodo and finally leaves for Harlem. On the way, she watches all the destruction in the city. She goes to sit near a fountain so the water noise can offer cover. She carefully opens a can and feeds Frodo before noticing two kids hiding under the fountain, so she offers them some snacks as well. At that moment, the helicopters appear again, announcing that boat evacuations have begun at the South Seaport. The noise attracts the creatures, who start climbing buildings to try to attack. Sam drags the kids into a tunnel. Then the group comes out and discovers all the other survivors coming out of their hiding places to go to the port. Sam tells the kids to follow the crowd, but she starts moving in the opposite direction. The sound of so many steps together attracts the aliens, who soon start jumping down from the buildings to attack the survivors. When she sees an opening, Sam crawls to hide under a car. Sam's foot gets stuck under the car. However, she manages to pull it out after some struggle and crawls out to keep looking for her cat. Eventually, her body is too tired and in pain to keep going, so she collapses in an alley. Meanwhile, Frodo is chasing after a rat and stops to drink water from a flooded subway station. At that moment, Eric emerges from the water in a state of panic, but seeing Frodo helps him calm down, so he follows the cat until they find Sam. She tells Eric to follow the crowd and leaves with Frodo, but Eric follows her instead. When it starts raining, Sam and Eric introduce themselves. Sam tells him about the boats, but Eric admits he's terrified of dying alone, and Sam lets him come along. By nighttime, they make it to Sam's apartment, and since she's missing her key, Eric kicks the door open at the same time thunder strikes as cover noise. While Sam looks for her medication, Eric explains his parents are in England and he came here to study law, so he has nobody. In return, Sam shares her plan to get pizza, and Eric promises to help her regardless of her protests. He also finds a picture of Sam's dad, who used to play the piano, and her notebook full of poetry. Reading her writing makes Eric realize Sam is a terminal patient that doesn't have much time left, so she's staying behind to fulfill her last wish. Next morning, Sam sees a creature appearing at the window, but it's just a dream. She notices Eric is still sleeping, so she and Frodo leave without him. Moments later, she stops at a bookshop that got destroyed by the attack, and this allows Eric to catch up to her. He gives her back the poetry notebook, and Sam agrees to let him come along. As Sam stands up, she accidentally drops some books and makes noise. They immediately hear the aliens approaching, so they run away and try to hide inside a building. The duo starts running through the corridors as the creature chases after them, shrieking to call its peers that jump through the glass ceiling. After lots of wandering around, down there, they move carefully to avoid the bodies and the blood, only to discover an alien waiting on the escalator. Thankfully, it doesn't hear them, so the group carefully walks away from it and ends up in the flooded tracks. As they walk through the water, they see another alien inside a hole in the ceiling who doesn't react for now. Moments later, they reach an area where the water is too high, causing Eric to have a panic attack over the memories of almost drowning. Seeing the aliens approach, sadly, an alien finds them anyway, so they start moving as fast as possible while keeping Frodo afloat. The creature is too fast and is about to reach them. The alien tries following them underwater too. However, it can't swim and quickly drowns. Eventually, the group resurfaces and Frodo runs away while Eric helps Sam get out of the water. They climb out of a hole in the ceiling and find themselves in a church, where he died of cancer like she's dying now. Finally understanding her last wish, Eric promises he'll get her pizza. The next morning, they leave the church and go directly to Patsy's pizzeria, only to discover it's been burned down. A devastated Sam cries and falls to her knees, so Eric rushes to comfort her and asks about the jazz club. Minutes later, they make it to the club, and Sam gets to recharge her iPod while she sees her father's piano again. Eric goes out to find a pizzeria, and when he comes back, he writes Patsy's on a box before surprising Sam with actual pizza. They get to eat and drink as a break. Afterward, they go to the balcony and see the boat about to leave the port, while many aliens gather around the shore. Sam gifts Eric her jacket, then they finally leave. When they reach the port, they carefully sneak around not to be heard and hide behind a burned car, where they can watch the creatures from afar. Eric almost has another panic attack, but Sam helps him stay calm through it. Then Sam hands him Frodo and tells him to run before she comes out of hiding. As she runs around, Sam starts hitting a bunch of cars to activate the alarms, causing the aliens to go after her. As soon as he sees an opening, Eric runs away with Frodo, but they hit some trash on the way, and the noise makes the aliens start chasing them instead. When the beasts make a quick run and are about to catch him on the pier, Eric jumps and falls into the water, where the aliens can't follow him. After sharing one last goodbye look with Sam, Eric swims toward the boat, and the survivors quickly help him and Frodo get aboard. Once he finally gets to rest, Eric discovers Sam left a note in her jacket asking him to take care of Frodo and thanking him for everything. Back on land, a crying Sam stares at an old picture of her family. As she listens to Nina Simone's Feeling Good on her iPod, she stands in the middle of the street and disconnects the earphones so the music makes an alien appear behind her. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Follow for more videos.